Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to show you guys how to rig up a bead, a soft bead. And we're going to start off by tying on a hook. You can use whatever size hooks you want, but right now I'm rigging these up because salmon season, so we're going to be probably using them with eggs in combination for salmon. And I look at beads as just kind of like being just a corky, basically, a replacement for a corky. They're soft, they're neutrally buoyant, they're like an attractor. And so since we're going for salmon with these, I'm using a bigger size hook. I think these are 2/0. And I'm using heavier leader. This is 20 pound, that's right, I said 20 pound fluorocarbon. But the nice thing about fluorocarbon is it refracts light at the same, it refracts light the same as water, so when it's in the water, it turns invisible. So you can basically use, if you wanted to, about any size fluorocarbon line you want. But I'm using 20 because salmon pull hard and they have big teeth, and so they have a tendency to cut the line sometimes. And I am tying my egg loop first. So we're gonna tie on a hook first. I do like 10 wraps or so on my egg loop. Run it back through like that. And then with this tag loop, you do the wrap thing to cinch it up. And I usually do 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do 4 this time just cause. Actually, I'm gonna go 5. Sometimes it does that, it's difficult. And I pre-lubed everything up so it cinches up really nice. I'm gonna use my teeth to pull my tag in a little bit. You could also do it with pliers, I suppose. Let's try it. I'm gonna be coming up with a multi-tool video pretty soon. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I love this guy. This little neck tool is very nice. And I'll have a link in the description for it. For a $20 multi-tool. It's dang awesome. It's tiny, fits in your pocket. It's really nice. So now that's all cinched up like that. And I like this little multi-tool too. This one's like half the price of this one. This one's like $9. It has scissors instead of pliers. And the scissors are okay. They're not the best, but they're all right. But I still like it. This is a Craftsman. I like this part. Easy to find. I had one of these in black and I lost it somewhere. Anyway, there's that. And now let's get to the business part, which is the bead. So the first thing you gotta do is you got to put on the bead stopper. And those look kind of like bobber stoppers that you use for stopping your bobber if you're doing a bobber rig, a slip bobber. And I was just looking at them. Where'd they go? Oh, they're right here. It's these little guys right here. This end right here goes up in your bead and this end goes towards your hook. And what you do is you take your leader line and I'm gonna go through the full rig all the way to putting how I tie my line and weight and stuff. And you go like that. You pull this off through. And it's very tight sometimes. There we go. Oh, it pulled the wire right out of the deal. Okay, this is why you need little pliers sometimes. A lot of people don't put beads on 20-pound test leader, obviously. Maybe I should have wet it more. I don't know. This is the very first time I've ever had this problem. There we go. That slides on there like that. And you're all like, well, why do you gotta have that on there? That stops your bead because you don't want your bead sitting right down against your hook. You want it about that far above your hook. And today we're using these orange ones. You can use whatever color you like. You can use whatever size beads you like. These ones are I don't know. 16 millimeter beads, which is about the size that I kind of like. I haven't tried smaller ones. I have tried bigger ones. This one looks like a factory defect, maybe. Does it not have a hole? Weird. It feels like there's a hole there. It's all right. Back to the multi-tool, because this little tool also has, I thought it had a little SIM card reader punch deal. This one doesn't. Okay. Let's take another hook. Figure out which one of these holes. No. It's that one. Let's try doing it like this. Nope, that won't work. It's got to be. Grab another one. Nowadays they have these beads. They're combo soft and hard. When they first came out, people were using hard beads. And they were using them 99% of the time for steelhead. And then now they've developed these soft beads, and then they also have combo soft and hard. They're hard in the center with a soft outside. And then you go like that, and there it is. That's the bead setup. Then, a drift rig, because that's how one of the ways of fishing them. So if I'm gonna rig it for a drift rig, I'm going to take one of these kind of just regular snap swivels, and I'm going to tie my leader onto the opposite end of the weight. Why do you do that? Well, I'll show you here in a second. And I'm going to tie that on with a Palomar knot. And get it wet. Like so. Cinch all that up like that. Cut my little tag off with my little pliers, or my little scissors. Like that. And then my weight will go on this end. And you can check out my slinky weight video on how to make these slinky weights like that. And then my main line will attach right there, and that will drift just like that through the water. Now, Why did I tie this to the opposite end of this? Well, because this gets grounded on the bottom and the water's pushing against whatever you're drifting and it's making it spin. So unless you want a big wad of line twist, you want to have this tied to the free part of the swivel so it can do its job and spin. And that's why you do that. And that's both combo video. It's drift rig, because I tie all my rigs like this for drift rig. Like even if I'm just drifting eggs for kings on the bottom, I use the exact same rig. And bead setup. So there you go, guys. That's the bead setup. Give it a try. I'll have all the links to all this stuff in my down below for my Amazon links. And we're gonna take this guy and tie it on my leader holder. Not lederhosen, leader holder. Like this. And that's that. And we're all done. So there you go, guys. How to tie a bead rig, all set up. Give them a try. They work really good in kind of colorish water, like greenish colored water. Guys use them with and without bait. So, oh, and I forgot to explain why you want to keep it above your hook. The reason you want to keep that above your hook is, I'll pull this out. If you have it right down against your hook, the fish come up and bite it, they hit this rubber thing and it knocks it away from their mouth. And a lot of times it knocks the hook away from them being able to get it. So if you keep it like this, when the fish come up to get it, they get the hook almost every single time. So, and we used to do the same thing with corkies when I was younger and rigging up corkies because you have the same issues. So, and there you go. And what I'm doing today is getting ready for Saturday. We're gonna go back up to the Queets River. I'm taking my girlfriend this time. And I'm probably gonna use drift rigs this time and hopefully do much better and get our limit of 4 coho. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week. Have a great day. I'll see you Friday night at the live feed and I'll talk to you later.